Joe cracked the dawn,
Hey Joe, brought to you by Oak City Sports Cards, oakcitycards.com. From Philip, hey Joe, did Hurley in his press conference last night throw shade at UNC with the "did it without cheating" comment?
Well, here is Dan Hurley, head coach UConn, after winning the national championship last night, beating San Diego State in dominating fashion. And here's the clip.
I'm just mostly proud of the way that we've done it, and with the type of people that we've done it, the way we, recruit young players, develop young players. We do it without cheating. We do it without lying. It's truly been building a program and a culture. I'm lucky. I have the best coaching staff in the country that attracts these incredible, types of players.
I don't think no, it's not a shot at UNC. It almost feels like a shot at teams that have gotten players out of the portal. Even though I saw Naheem Alim from Virginia Tech playing for him last night. Look, I really like Danny Hurley.
Yeah,
I really, really like him, and I guess
he runs hot. Not as hot as he used to, but he runs hot.
I mean, I have so much respect for him. I don't know. Seemed like he got caught up in a moment there. I don't know what that's all about. But I do have a tangential question for you. When he was growing up, he was Danny. When his brother was growing up, he was Bobby. Mm-hmm. But now we have to call him Dan? I don't know. Like at what point? It was because we saw this with Bobby Knight too, where he didn't want to be called Bobby anymore. Of course, you certainly couldn't call him Knight. Yeah, which got the Indiana student slapped and got him fired.
Yeah, I don't know,
because Danny Hurley's now 50.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I could answer. Were you ever called Joey?
Yeah, I mean my sister still does.
Okay, see that's a line of demarcation.
People I grew up with, I guess, would still say Joey.
I'm in the same boat with you in that there's a line of demarcation as to how long you've known me. If you call me Joey, well then you've known me since childhood. You probably grew up with me in South Florida. When I moved here in 1995 and I wrapped up high school my junior and senior year at Cardinal Gibbons, maybe I was referring to myself as Joe, and it stuck, or there were some people who were like, I'm not calling you Joey.
What's your name? Joe.
Joe. I just kept it simple. I don't know. But people still call me Joey.
I call him Danny.
Yeah.
But now it's...
My dad still calls me Joey.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
And always will.
If you look at old stuff from school, you see me having it signed Joey. And again... And shout out to the people who think that referring to me as Joey is some sort of like, okay, Joey. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. That's my name. Like, cool.
It's a thing.
Same with the ovaries thing, which, by the way, my sons are now learning. Like, especially my older son, he's in high school. So now if like other kids
want go-to insult.
It's like the go-to insult. I'm like, dude, I said, you know what's even worse? Imagine being 44 years old and having another grown-ass man act as though calling me ovaries for the first time is like, man, I've never heard that before.
I just came up with this.
Whoa!
Ovaries and gigolo.
Giggles. That's another personal favorite of mine. Yeah, Giggles is a good one.
Those are Carolina fans, just so you know.
I feel like I may have done that to both of you when I was in my early 30s. I'm not sure though.
Yeah.
Let's go Twitter search.
Actually, we're gonna discuss that in a little bit, actually. But we'll get to that in a little in around 3:45. Next up,
I got a proposition for you.
To real quick before you ask that question, back to Danny Hurley and who he's referring to. It reminds me of when Wisconsin got beat by Duke in 2015. I can't remember the coach's name now off the top of my head. Who was the Wisconsin coach at that time?
Yeah, it was the old guy.
Bo
Ryan.
Bo Ryan. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. And he made some reference to, like, we don't have one and dones. All my guys were organically grown USDA-certified college basketball players, right? And, like, Mike DeCourcy, the Sporting News, was defending Bo Ryan. I'm like, it was sour grapes, dude. You got beat. Either you get with the game or you don't. And maybe that's what Dan Hurley was referencing. But, look, man, you can play that game as long as you want. Eventually, you're going to... not succumb, but you're going to be a part of that as you become a successful program. Dan Hurley's just getting going at UConn. That's the wild part. So we'll see. Anyway, next up.
I got a proposition for you.
I thought I was just channeling his inner Eddie Guerrero.
Maybe.
From Daniel, hey, Joe, what is something your younger brother has achieved or could achieve that would top some of your biggest accomplishments?
Well, I mean, for me, that's easy. I mean, my brother has been part of the SLS. He works for Boeing. He's an he's literally rocket engineering. So these Artemis plans and all that stuff. My brother's part of designing those systems. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's already got you.
He's got me. Like, what can I tell him? Oh, I like back-ended my way into a regional Emmy.
You did.
Cool. I finished the beer mile in 10 minutes.
That was also one of your better accomplishments.
That is my greatest athletic achievement. But yeah, I can't say, oh, you see that rocket that's about to go around the moon? Yeah. I'm part of that. So I can't top that. Anyway, your sisters do anything better than you?
Always.
Always?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up.
How you doing?
They're older, though.
That's true.
From 910 Biz, hey Joe, with the success of the outdoor game for hockey and Dreamville concert, what else could Raleigh and Durham add so we can invite our friends to town? Hey Joe, where's the fun?
Where's the fun?
What would you like to see, Brad? What would be another event that we could bring to Raleigh? Did you go to the outdoor game?
I didn't, and I was down on it because it was gonna be so crazy. I'm not a crowds person.
Okay.
So I watched it, and it was quite a spectacle.
Apparently it looked amazing on television.
And they played great, which also helps. And by all accounts, it went off amazingly well. So
traffic.
I did hear that. I drove. I was on my way to Hillsborough to
okay.
play hockey with my son, and it was 2:00, and there were people backed up the exits on 40.
Yeah.
And it
was pretty brutal.
But I did hear stories of people getting in 25 minutes, so I think there were secret pathways that people had.
Can we get our own Field of Dreams game played here? You know how they're doing that in Iowa?
Where would you play it?
Well, just have them play a pro game at the DBAP.
What about the original DAB?
Or the original DAB,
The
either
original
one.
Durham Athletic Park.
Playing a tobacco field?
I mean, there have been some. I know Luke DeCock of the News and Observer had kind of chimed in on this in one of his columns about what Tom Dundon wants to do with PNC Arena, and the idea of the Frozen Four was floated, and that would be an interesting, cool event that could take place here. But honestly, I want more outdoor games. I want to see it done again. And maybe you take it to another football stadium. You know, maybe you go to Keenan. Maybe you go to Bank of America Stadium. But that would be outside the triangle, so you don't want to see that.
Can we get the World Cup here?
No. Actually, I would like to see, again, this is another idea that's been floated around. I would like to see the ACC tournament played back here.
Sure.
There's no reason why you can't do it at PNC Arena. But anyway, next up.
Whoa.
From Mark, hey Joe, which November basketball tournament would you rather cover, the Maui Invitational or the Battle for Atlantis?
So the Battle for Atlantis is in the Bahamas. I'd rather go to Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii. So if we can... Now,
this isn't even really a question, is it?
Well, now, was the Maui Invitational the first thing that got people interested in going to Hawaii for the first time, or was it that golf tournament?
The Century Tournament of Champions.
That's what it was.
And the Sony.
Like, man, people are really going to want to go to Hawaii because of this golf tournament.
Joe doubts that golf tourism is a real thing. And that watching those golf tournaments isn't something that people are like, oh, I want to go do that.
It's definitely a thing, but it only caters to the subset of golfers, right?
That's fair.
Yes. Golf tourism is when I see the Robert Jones Trail on a Raycom broadcast. That's golf tourism.
Makes
Hawaii
you want
is...
to go to Alabama, does it?
I mean, how many holes of golf are down there at the Robert Trent Jones, whatever? There's a lot, right? There's like 128 or something like that. Hawaii is Hawaii.
I hear some slight condensation there in your voice, Brad, when you say makes you want to go hang out in Alabama. I mean...
I've been to that part of the country. The golf is not great. That's all.
Okay.
Fair enough.
It
was about golf.
I thought it just means more.
Okay.
No, yeah.
I thought it means more. Anyway, all right, next up.
It means more.
From Joseph, hey Joe, y'all reference coffee a bunch. What's your go-to coffee?
Oh, you want to handle this one, Brad? Do we want to get into this one?
Let's answer the question first, and then we'll get Brad's take on this. I know you've been on that Dunkin' Midnight lately.
It has surpassed the Starbucks French Roast on my big board. Yes.
Interesting.
I love it.
I like that Midnight. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it. Now my go-to.
What is the Captain Dickinson? Is that the
the
Pete's? I like that as well.
I stick with Counterculture out of Durham. And
of course you do.
What? They're a local roaster. They make good stuff. I'm a big fan of what's the one? Fast Forward and then Hologram.
How could it be your go-to if you don't even know the name of it?
Well, because I buy them I buy the bags. and I grind them at home. It is what it is.
Old school.
Now, as far as like when I'm out somewhere,
Yes.
Dunkin's the go-to.
Okay.
Dunkin' regular coffee to me is still the best. Like just straight up, let me go get coffee.
And you drink coffee the right way. You drink black coffee.
I drink black coffee. If I want to splurge, then I go to Jubala or Black and White Coffee out in Wake Forest. Shout out to Pine State as well.
Actually, the best coffee would be your mom's Cuban coffee because she can make the real deal.
She can make the real deal, and she has the way of. Oh, that actually has me thinking now for content. So, Brad, you've been very quiet on this.
I've heard a lot about this thing you call coffee.
You've never had coffee.
I've never had coffee in my life.
You're a full grown-ass adult. How is this possible?
You've never sipped it. You've never tried
You've never
it.
even been like, hey.
Never tried it.
What's the earliest tea time you've ever had?
6:20.
I was gonna say he was on the tour. Like,
Okay, no, I'm curious. I'm just curious what your earliest tea time was. So, what do you do to perk up?
I used to drink a lot of Diet Coke
Okay.
before I got heart problems. So
yeah.
now I'm off caffeine.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm caffeine free for about a year now, but no, I've never had coffee. My parents drank it. I just never.
So you rather would drink Diet Coke than coffee?
Correct. But
Interesting.
But now I do nothing.
Now you do nothing.
Ask
Okay.
me about PB&Js.
So hold up.
Dennis.
We're on the same wavelength
Dennis,
right
I
now.
think I found somebody who has weirder food
Hold
takes
up.
than you do.
no, I can count on one hand the number of times I've had coffee.
But you've tried it, though.
Yeah, but
tried
you
it.
tried
No,
it.
that's fine.
Yeah.
If you tell me
you
I've tried
don't like
coffee,
it.
I don't like it, I've moved on
I
with my
get
life.
that.
Totally get that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and like, oh, well, you've never had good coffee. No, I get it. I can see why people don't like coffee. But you've never had it is mind-boggling to me.
I don't know what else
It's
to say.
readily available at all times, everywhere you go.
I
And
get
now
it.
now you bring up PB&J.
Even
You've
Tim
never
Hortons.
had a
I guess we haven't been in Canada in a minute.
You've never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Never.
Were you not a child?
I was a child.
And you never just had it?
I had egg salad sandwiches, Joe.
Okay, but at some point, how did your
Dennis
parents?
doesn't like mayo, so he might have just
I'm
lost
not a
him.
mayo guy.
I
either.
don't like jelly.
So they never bothered.
I've had one PB&J. I don't like jelly.
But again, Dennis has tried it.
It's fair.
You might not like jelly. I get it. At least he's tried it. It's like when Tom Brady said, "I've never had a strawberry." You're full of crap. Were you not a child? Were you not in a daycare? Were you not during
Wait.
snack time? Of course you tried a strawberry once.
Oh wait, I'm kind of into this because Dennis, when is your birthday?
June 22nd.
When is your birthday, Brad?
November 9th.
Okay.
Yeah, there goes your theory.
Never mind.
There goes your theory. Any other ridiculous food opinions or things you haven't had yet?
It's not an opinion, though. It's just I haven't had it.
Do you do steak?
Yeah, off and on. You ever had gout? Not good.
I've never had gout.
Yes,
No.
steak and beer are the two main triggers of gout.
And I have a lot of steak and beer.
And I had it once or twice.
Okay.
And it's awful.
What about scurvy? Have you ever dealt with scurvy?
No, I have fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
Gets a lot of vitamin C.
Doesn't look like it, but
You salty sea dog? That's all I'm thinking about now on a pirate ship.